everyone, well, we're now in February and it's probably been about a month since I sat down and let you know how it's going, and I have to say that I've definitely experienced a complete range of emotions in the last month, and I'm going to share it all with you. You're not going to just see that everything's going amazingly. I will share the good, the bad, the nerves, the excitement when things are going wonderful, so you'll see all range of it all. You're going to get to hear about it all. And for me, I'm going to let you know that I did have a little bit of a down period about 3 weeks ago, and I was putting in so much work into obtaining sponsorship for the charities and I was getting nothing back. It just, every time I opened up my inbox, I was getting rejection after rejection after rejection, and I started to take it personally, and I was like, oh my goodness, I am sacrificing all this time with my daughter and my family and my normal life. I don't see my friends and I'm getting nothing for this. What's going on? And I found it really, really difficult. So I would like to share this with the finalists this year. Ladies, if you decide to go down the avenue of achieving sponsorship for things and you're getting knockbacks, please don't take it personally. I have since then learnt that I need to turn my phone and my laptop off a few days a week and dedicate time to catching up with friends and family. You've really got to make that balance with it also. Yeah, don't do what I did. To give you an example, when I was a finalist, I dedicated one day and I said, okay, today I'm going to email off 100 potential sponsors, and out of that 100, 3 got back to me with sponsorship and said, yes, we'd love to help you. 8 got back to me and said, sorry, we're already assisting so many charities. The rest of them I didn't hear back from. Still haven't heard back from, and I dare say I'll never hear back from them. So be aware you're going to get that. But persist, you will reap the rewards for your hard work, I promise. And that's what happened to me at the start of this week that I was having at that time. I was just like, oh my goodness, this is just not working for me. And by the end of the week, I had some personal things come up in my life in regards to being Mrs. Australia that were going to assist me for my future. And one of those things is through my major sponsor, Fitness First. They've known that I wanted to be a personal trainer for a little while, and they gave my details to a training group called WYN, and they're located in Richmond in Melbourne, and they offered me a full scholarship to become a personal trainer. So for me, that is such a wonderful thing to have received, and they're so generous to do that for me. And it's not about getting another job to make money. For me, it's about inspiring other people to get fit, to get in shape. I've had my own life experience where I was probably 25 kilos heavier than I am now a few months after I had my daughter, and I put a lot of work into getting back in shape, and I'd really like to inspire and help other people because I know what it's like to be there. I hated going shopping. I'd be in tears. I felt so down about the way I looked and felt in myself and out of breath, and if I can change other people's lives that way, then that would be wonderful. So crossing my fingers we can make this happen through my employer Virgin Blue as well. They're trying to shuffle things around to make it happen for me. They're being very supportive. So that's what's been going on with that. And then I also had a wonderful thing come up, and that is through doing some volunteer work over Christmas time at the Royal Melbourne Zoo with Heart Kids, where I went and handed out presents to the children with Santa. I decided that I really, really wanted to assist this organisation and these families, because I got to hear their stories about these little children having open heart surgery and just how brave they are and how brave these parents are to have to watch your child go through that. It just would be so difficult, and I wanted to invite them to my kids' day out to Dreamworld, and through contacting the organisation and talking to the CEO, he emailed me back a few days after that and said that they'd love to make me their Australian ambassador. So you're now looking at the new Australian ambassador of Heart Kids Australia, so you'll be seeing me promote them through my Facebook page and just coming up, attending their events, and just trying to raise some awareness to the public in regards to the statistics and the amount of children that are born with defects or heart disease or need surgery or need medication. And the thing that really surprised me with it all is that it's at no fault to the parents or to the child, and 80% of those cases they don't actually understand why it happens. So these poor little kiddies have to have surgery sometimes, and you know that would be so tough to watch a child go through. So that's absolutely wonderful. I'm so thrilled with that, and I'm going to make this really quick because my daughter unfortunately is being a little bit upset today. But some other exciting things, I got to do a photo shoot with my sponsor Swimwear, who are Watersun, and they're an Australian swimwear company, and they export obviously around the world. They're in Maya, and I chose them originally because when I got onto their website I saw that they are Australian and they choose their designs and their prints and their patterns that are inspired by Australian nature and our outback and flora and the fauna. So That's why I chose them, and you'll get to see those photos soon. That was really exciting day, and we actually had a lot of rain that day and we were stuck in our cars for a while, but I'm really looking forward to seeing those photos, and I'll share them all with you. And last night, this is wonderful. This is one of the bigger things, is we launched the, what was this one? The Right Living program. I was going to say Raise Your Standards. Last night was the launch of the Right Living program, and it was the first course of 20th, and it was held in Melbourne, and it's aimed at women and restoring the emotional system, women who've dealt with domestic abuse or women who feel that they need to be empowered. Now, I'm actually getting a lot out of this course, and I've never ever dealt with domestic abuse. I have had people say nasty things to me, but I've never actually dealt with abuse in regards to a relationship. So the fact that I'm getting something out of it, and I can't wait to share this with all my female friends because they're going to get so much out of it. So the launch was last night in Melbourne, and Holly, Mrs. Coral Sea, flew in from Perth and got to have the first sample of that, and I walked away, and it was wonderful. I'm going to leave that to a separate video because I'm going to do separate videos for my morning tea and my kids' day out, and also for the Right Living program, because there's just way too much to discuss. But literally, this is just an update to let you know how it's going. It is fantastic. I'm having the time of my life, and I absolutely cannot wait to get over to America, and I can't wait to finish doing all these things I'm doing, and my kids' day out and the morning tea. So thank you for listening. Finalists, keep up the great work. I want to thank Nadine Sullivan and also our WIN ambassador Rachel, and one of last year's finalists, Anne, up in Queensland. They've been assisting me with my kids' day out in the Queensland side of it, and helping out with the morning tea and getting some bits and pieces for the children. So ladies, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're doing a wonderful job. And for everyone else in Melbourne who's assisting me, and any of the other finalists, thank you so much. Keep up the good work, keep up the hard work. If you've got any questions, please send me an email. Again, if it's got to do with Mrs. Australia, your pageant, speak to Mrs. Australia group. They'll have all the correct answers for you. I'm obviously not up to date with what's going on. They know everything at all times. So keep up the great work. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned. There's going to be heaps and heaps of exciting stuff coming up.